This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television. For animal lovers, by animal lovers.
So Shannon, here we are in South Africa. You're Australian, I'm American, and we converge on the continent of Africa. And we're sitting here with Ntumbe, right?
Right.
So tell me, how long have you known her?
Well, about 2 years.
Really?
Pretty much the amount of time that I've been in South Africa, my adopted country now. Yeah, actually, she's probably the first cheetah that I saw and met here. So, as you know, she was hand raised, and you can see the collar here, and that's just for tracking purposes. And yeah, so quite a nice experience to actually be able to come hands-on and meet her up front. I mean,
it's incredible. You know, I've been around a handful of cheetahs, but she's really special. I mean, she is unbelievable. She just absolutely loves people's attention,
yeah,
which
she
is
loves
really
the
cool.
attention, and a typical cat. So she loves it when she wants it, and then if she's had enough, she'll let you know.
Exactly.
A couple of swipes here and there, and but that's why we love them.
My name is Brian Barczyk. I'm no zoologist, just a guy with a passion for animals, and that passion often takes me on animal adventures around the world. This week, I'll be meeting up with some of my fellow Animal Bites hosts here in South Africa. You're watching Snake Bites. Now, you know, you've been here for 2 years, running really around the whole country, filming and shooting amazing. I mean, obviously, I follow you crazily on Instagram, Shining Wild. Make sure you follow her. You know, so tell me some of your experience. What's some of the coolest things you've done?
Oh gosh, there's so many.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If I just keep it to South Africa, then I've had some pretty amazing experiences with elephants.
Elephants, Ellies, huh?
Hands-on, and another thing is, for me, I get to work with some habituated animals and some wild, so it's a really, really nice mix. I mean, you can't interact with the wild animals in a hands-on way, you know, like we're doing now. So as an animal lover, and I'm sure you agree, and as an animal keeper, you crave that close contact. And so it's next level amazing when it is actually a wild animal, because, you know, no matter how domesticated they are, they're still wild.
Exactly.
So I think for me that's very special that I get to have that mix of both. I've had some interesting encounters. I mean, I've been charged by elephants.
I tell you, it's like you said, the wild animals are interesting because it's great to, like you said, see animals like Ntumbe here where you can interact, but to see stuff in the wild is special because you just never know. You know, to see them natural behavior and like, I couldn't imagine what a big bull elephant coming at you would feel like. That had to be an adrenaline-filled moment.
It was, and it's one of those things where you don't really realize what's happened till after the fact. So the moment goes so quickly, and then you look back and go, okay, that was pretty close.
Exactly. I mean, my experience has been the same. During the moment, you're just you're focused. You're just thinking. You're not even thinking it's scary. And then later, you may come back and go, "Wow, that was sketchy."
But you know, it's such a privilege.
Oh,
I mean, gosh, what a job, and it's hard to call it a job.
Oh
really.
my gosh. Well, I can certainly see how you were drawn to this amazing country, and
you won't want to go home.
Oh my gosh, I think that
it gets under your skin. Africa, you know, it takes a hold of you.
I think that the saying is right, that they when you leave Africa, you count the days down till you come back, and I've been here for a short while, but already it's part of me. It's changed me. It really has. You know, I mean, I've been an animal lover my whole life, but this experience for the last, you know, 8, 9, 10 days is elevated that love of animals to a level that I can't believe. So I'm here with Jason Miller from 5 Weird Animal Facts, and we've been tooling all over Africa, and the one constant is this guy is obsessed with creepy crawly bugs. Jason, tell me first off what this absolutely terrifying creature is.
This absolutely terrifying creature is actually a dung beetle. Pretty big one too. There are hundreds of species of dung beetles throughout Africa. I'm not sure exactly what kind this is.
So what you're saying is you don't know much about dung beetles?
I don't know anything about bugs.
Okay.
But what I can tell you is that there are 3 different types of dung beetle. There are the telecropids, the endocoperids, and the paracoprids.
Obviously.
This one is a, telecropid. And the telecropids are the ones that you most likely see on TV and everything. They're the ones that roll the dung balls.
Right. So the other ones don't, do they all roll dung balls?
No, only these kinds, only this type does. The others,
why are they called dung beetles then?
They still use dung. The endocoprids, what they do is they burrow into the dung.
He's talking about.
I know exactly what you got. I got it. Don't worry.
All right.
The endocoprids, what they do is they burrow into the dung and eat there and lay their eggs there, right on the dung pile. They don't move it, and they don't move it underground, which the paracoprids do. They dig into the soil, bring the dung down, and from there they lay their eggs. The eggs hatch. The larvae eat the dung.
So
these guys are a little bit different.
Okay, what do these guys
What
do?
they do is they find a dung pile, anything from a monkey to an elephant, roll it up into a ball, and they actually use the Milky Way to guide where they want to go, where the best location is to burrow it. It's really interesting. There have been some cool studies done about it. And once they roll it up into a nice ball, they lay their eggs in it and bury the dung, and then they hatch out, and the larvae eat the dung.
Sounds like a wonderful life. We've seen a lot of really cool animals, obviously. Tell me what your most impressive creepy crawly besides this guy has been.
Besides this guy, I found a pretty big giant African mantid at the last place that we were at.
Tembe?
At Tembe, yeah, Tembe Elephant Park. And that was pretty cool as well. That'll be
I gotta tell you guys a story. It's pretty good. We're sitting around and having an African braai, which is basically a barbecue, and he found this gross, I'm talking most heinous spider I've ever seen in my entire life. He was so proud. He had this on this piece of wood, and he's showing everyone. He's smiling. He's got his little head torch on.
That wasn't a spider. That was a centipede.
No. The spider was the creepy huntsman-looking thing.
Okay, so
yes.
Right, no,
So we're sitting around.
I've used a lot of bugs to make him uncomfortable on this trip.
Yeah, he has. It's been a common throughout the trip. So he's sitting there, but this time I got back at him. He's looking at this thing, and I went and smacked it at him, and this big old spider went flying. And, I think I even got you that time.
Spider. You did get me that time. You did. One more thing I want to touch on with these, because dung beetles, you know, like you said, they're gross. They live in dung. They eat dung, but they're incredibly important to the ecosystem here.
Sure.
Dung beetles are like the janitors of Africa. They move the dung underground where it can be more useful to the soil, keep it fertile, and you know, moves all the waste everywhere. These are the cleaning crew of South Africa.
Well, listen, you know, I always tell people that I'm terrified of bugs and they're really creepy, but I really do appreciate them, and I hope you guys have learned as much about dung beetles as I have, because my life is just completely different now.
Do you want to try and hold them now? What do you think?
Okay.
I think you should.
Oh! Can I close my eyes? I'm at Royal Designer Reptiles outside of Johannesburg, South Africa, and it's just always awesome to see another reptile collection in a different country. And you guys know I absolutely love boas, and this one certainly caught my eye. Take a look at this beauty here. This happens to be a pastel monster tail double het for snow. Now the monster tail is actually a polygenic trait that's bred for this really cool looking tail, and of course the pastel is the exact same thing, a polygenic trait, which basically is just something that makes it look more pastel-y and more beautiful. Oftentimes you get a lot of those pink colors in, and of course the double het snow would be both amelanistic or albino and anearthristic, and this is going to make one beautiful snake. I tell you, I love seeing boa constrictors, and it's even cooler to see that this animal made it all the way over here to South Africa. So Pete, how cool is it to be in Africa and looking at a real cool monitor lizard? You guys obviously get some amazing monitors in Australia, but these guys are pretty different, aren't they?
Oh, they're a lot different. I mean, their head shape is completely different to our goannas. You know, these guys have got this short and stumpy head.
It's more like a T-Rex.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's more prehistoric. And look at him. He's so friendly.
Well, that's the thing. Savanna monitors are typically docile as can be. They make great pets when you can keep an animal and be able to house it in a big enough thing. And how fat is that, right?
This guy's chunky. I mean, look at the base of that tail. That thing is massive.
I know, just take a look at that thing right there. Oh my gosh. That is a beastie too. And again, unlike a lot of your monitor lizards, you know, these guys are really chill. I mean, they typically just kind of hang out and don't do much. But other than that, they're the exact same character. They get hot, they like to eat a lot. But look at how curious that little guy is.
I mean, he's damn awesome. I mean, to actually hold, you know, this monitor here in Africa is I mean, it's absolutely amazing.
And of course, you know, the savanna monitors aren't from South Africa. You know, they're West Africa, much northern here. But at Royal Designer Reptiles, they're hoping that they'll be able to breed the first savannas in this country. So they'll be able to actually offer captive-born savanna monitors, or what they call Bach monitors, for the very first time. So it's a pretty cool thing. And I tell you what, for me, this was my first monitor lizard that I ever bought, and I just have always fallen in love with them. Well, I certainly can't be on the continent of Africa and not highlight some ball pythons. And although certainly ball pythons don't occur in South Africa, there's certainly some cool ones in this room. This one caught my eye right off the bat. This is actually a collider, or a calico spider. Look at how cool that is. Now, the spider gene already has a lot of high white in the sides of the animal itself. So when you add that calico gene, you just get this beautiful look like that. Now that's a stunner. You add pastel to this, and oh my gosh, are they absolutely beautiful. But that is a cool specimen. And this other ball python really caught my eye as well. This happens to be a super pastel leopard het pied. Now, of course, all the leopard animals, which is kind of a codominant mutation, are linked to the pied. So all leopards are actually het pied, but of course this is a super pastel version, which is the double version of pastel. Just makes for one cool animal. It's so cool that Clint is so into boa constrictors, and I'm constantly always getting people asking me to show more and more boas. Now, I showed you the pastel monster tail het snow earlier, double het snow. This is what a snow boa looks like. Now, this was a relatively early mutation that was produced probably about 15 years ago, but still is probably one of my favorite boa morphs. Again, it's just an albino and an anuthristic, but because it's a double het, it's a little bit hard to produce. It's a 1 in 16 odds. Now, fortunately, boas will have litters of 20 to even 40 babies, so your odds of producing it in one litter are pretty cool. Of course, once you have a snow boa, you can breed a snow boa to a snow boa and get 100% snows, or if you breed a snow boa to a double het, it's 1 in 4, or snow boa to albino or annular is 1 in 2. Okay, I'm confusing you guys now. The point is, it's a pretty cool snake. We're in Clint's quarantine room. Here in South Africa, when you bring in shipments, you have to quarantine them for a lot longer period of time than, of course, in America. And this is where the new arrivals are. And this one is a beauty. This is a T-negative albino blood python. Now, I've shown these off a handful of times, but every time I see them, I'm just blown away at how gorgeous they are. And I gotta tell you, they're relatively rare even in America, so the fact that they made it over to South Africa is pretty awesome. Another really cool snakes are these granite short-tail pythons. Now, short-tail pythons are really similar to blood pythons. At least they look the same, but they do stay a little bit smaller. And what's interesting is there's another animal that looks almost just like the granite short-tails. They're called matrix blood pythons, but they're the larger version of the blood python, and that's a codominant mutation. When bred together, you produce the ivories. Believe it or not, the granite short-tails are a recessive mutation, just causing this really cool granite look on their sides. Man, I tell you what, I'm loving this little guy. What an awesome experience to spend so much time with other hosts from AnimalBytesTV in Africa. And of course, we're here to film the first documentary that we've ever filmed, Wild Brian. If you want any information on that, there was some amazing, amazing journeys that we went on with some really cool animals. You can check it out at wildbrian.com. And as always, I was Facebooking and tweeting my way through it. So make sure to follow me over at SnakeBytesTV and on Instagram at SnakeBytes.tv. Till next week, you've been watching Snake Bites.
Hi, I'm Peter Birch, an Aussie bloke who loves wildlife. My respect for nature started when I was a young boy in rural New South Wales. Since then, it's exploded into an obsession. New episodes only on AnimalBytesTV.